you should pee all at once. I just want to say, I
Wow.
called out, what's his face? Um, Tim Apple
That goes to
for
Steve
his
Jobs?
for his 5G wristband, and then my computer died, and I spilled a cup of water on it. Sequentially, those two things happened while I was trying to fix the webcam.
I do really want to know what you were about to say, because you were making a very broad statement about how all men feel about how they pee. So please enlighten us.
I mean, sometimes you just be peeing, and you're like, "This is taking a long time," and sometimes, that first uh, taste comes out, and it just kind of goes wayward. And I don't think Sean just made the worst face. That first,
Taste is a questionable verb.
the
in
morning
this,
dew.
I just happened to be
Context.
snacking on an olive, and I hear taste.
And that first bit comes out, and it flies wayward. And I feel like the time saved would be nice, but also if it all came out at once and I wasn't totally, in my Q zone, that could get
Some of that could be
dangerous.
put out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, it reminds me of I laughed out loud at a bit in Succession last night. The episode they're covering the election, and Tom, who's the head of the news network covering the election, first time covering the election, and he asks a veteran of it, saying, "Hey, so I heard a rumor that there's people are wearing diapers and stuff like that." And the guy turned around and said, "There's always time to pee." So when you said people are out there, taking a long time to pee, I was thinking to myself, "Yep, there's always time for it." I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way.
I just think that I
It would
I
make
could save a
movies
lot of
a lot.
time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You can go to the movies, drink all of that Dr. Pepper or Cherry Coke. It's Cherry Coke. And you'd be fine.
It could be over so quickly they wouldn't even necessarily need bathrooms. They could just put like
A hole in the wall.
a hole in the wall,
Popcorn
just-
bucket.
walk up to, and there'd just be like
But here's the thing,
a
though.
silenced,
Is-
and you just go back to your seat.
They'd have
Hold
to
on.
put like a
Wait,
silencer in there.
Yeah,
I know, there are
exactly.
2 points we have to return to. One, the piss silencer. Two,
So no one can
Is
hear it.
the urge that you have to get to right before it's like, all right, gotta go, and it all like bursts out. Is it like just kind of like the inkling, the notion that you have to pee? They're like, oh, I might as well go and try. Or is it, I'm going to piss my pants immediately?
It's exactly like it is
Because
right
An
now.
accident.
Okay, that's not so bad.
You can be
Because
like,
if it was
yeah,
like,
maybe I'll try and pee, and you just like, puh, and then like,
Accidents
Or
would
is
be
it gonna
much
look
more
like-
embarrassing, because it would literally blow a hole in the front of your jeans, like if you can't make it.
It looks like
Or you
you've
get
got
too
a
drunk.
fucking squib of piss in your jeans.
yeah. I guess because when you really have to pee, you go for longer. But in this
That's
case, if the time is constant, no matter the urgency, what would change would be the pressure.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
blow you fucking backwards.
yeah, you could kill a man.
But if that were the point where we were at in human evolution, like obviously,
is.
along with the piss silencers, we would have the piss front proof, piss proof front part of the jeans,
The Kevlar
pants.
pants.
Yeah, the Kevlar pants, so it wouldn't burst through the pants, and maybe it would be stain proof too. But that's too sci-fi for me to even consider.
I thought of one positive here. There would be a lot less house fires.
Yeah.
People would be able to put it out pretty easily.
Does that extinguish a grease fire? Because I know water doesn't.
It depends. If it's me after drinking a Rockstar in the morning, I might,
There's no water in that.
it's like throwing a pine cone into the fire in Tears of the Kingdom. It just like literally ignites it. So definitely not.
Yeah,
All right.
no,
all
I don't
right.
think it would help fires that much.
Welcome everyone to Radish episode 245, talking about how quickly we can pee, and how quickly we wish we could pee. I am Will. I'll be your host this week. I'm sorry.
I'm Sean, and I still remember, I think, the time I took the longest to ever pee. I still it formed like a foundational memory in my mind. It was after a rehearsal of Cinderella. I think that went until like 8 or 9 o'clock at
Were
night.
you in the rehearsal?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You
no,
weren't just,
I
like,
wasn't.
watching a
That's not when I
rehearsal.
peed. Right. No. I was like rehearsing, and I got home, and I think it was like a good minute and 15 seconds.
Pretty good.
Maybe. Yeah. It was like remarkable.
That's like
and
the
I still,
70th
like,
percentile longest pee.
it crossed the threshold of like daily piss to like this is monumental, which worth recognizing.
There's a brain chemistry response to it of like, you're gonna remember this.
I'm Tyler, and I have to put a caveat here. I don't want anybody listening going to the toilet and trying this because some scientific facts here. 14% of stroke deaths happen on the toilet from
stroking?
having straight up from having a hemorrhage. So don't try this. If you do it, you might get a brain hemorrhage. So
I don't think it's through piss, Tyler.
1% might be now after we're encouraging folks to go and do it, but
That's how Jimmy Carter's gonna go.
yeah, that's how Elvis Presley went. That was a very uncomfortable part of the movie.
If only.
Does Elvis die in the toilet in that movie?
No.
Oh, that's the
They just cut to,
part
like-
you want to see.
Exactly. They just like show him like being like old, and they cut to like a really touching montage after the nightmare that all of the movie beforehand has been, and then it just like cuts to like a spinning headline where it says Elvis dead. And you're like, well, I guess we missed it.
That's lame.
Yeah.
One of my many complaints about that movie.
Real quick, I'd written this down for the cold open before our captivating pee talk. Have you ever been watching a YouTube video or a TikTok or something, and you've come up with such a good response to what the person on the screen is saying, and you're like, I can't do anything. I'm behind the screen. Because I had one today that I was so proud of. I almost yelled it out in my apartment. And somebody on TikTok was saying, they're listing their favorite horror movies or their scariest horror movie. Very common TikTok, you see a lot. And they said The Conjuring, the first time they saw it, they had to go home and sleep with their mom. And my first immediate was, I had the same experience. I went home and slept with your mom too. And I was just like, that would get so many high fives if I wasn't so alone right now. And then I went from being so proud of myself to so sad, like a light switch.
But that's what the comment likes are for, right?
It was a For You page TikTok. It had thousands of comments. I wasn't getting seen.
I'm just gonna get buried.
It was too late.
That's fair.
That's frustrating.
God, the hubris. I felt terrible.
I think we're the last generation to experience that feeling. I think every younger generation after us is going to be like, yeah, I know. There's just like a person like talking at me, and I can't talk back to them.
Mr. Beast is my friend, and he's real.
Exactly, and I have to go buy his chocolate bars at Walmart and set them up and make them look nice.
He gave me $10,000.
In the power of sight.
Tonight we're going to be talking. Producer Pre. When you're hilarious and no one's around to witness you. Much unlike Radish, which has thousands of viewers on twitch.tv/radishpod every Monday night at 8 o'clock, such as all the producers and viewers in this stream. Tonight we're talking good news. Sports Illustrated made an excellent choice this year. We got a new gate, a segment I'm calling, like, we have the Thieves Guild. This is what I'm calling Gatekeepers, and this is keeping track of all of the gates on TikTok. So we had Cake Gate a couple weeks ago. Tonight we're talking Tattoo Gate, as well as a TikTok cryptid who I want to induct into some sort of Hall of Fame. I don't know what. Cryptids, maybe. Good stuff. Sean's doing a Badish. I'm talking about a monkey's paw situation. Tyler the Christian Gamer is talking about a gacha game. And for our main segment tonight, we are going to talk about Zelda because everyone else is. However, instead of showering it with unanimous praise, we're going to list the games that are better than Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, as well as the phenomenon known as the Horizon Curse, which has reared its ugly head yet again. So first up, do you want to talk about Tattoo Gate?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Have y'all
Enlighten me.
Tattoo Gate? Okay. I know y'all like a gate.
Does this have to do with Black Eyed Peas, or?
Yeah, Tattoo is still at large. No, it's Taboo.
Taboo, sorry.
Tattoo Gate would be Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
The plane. So Tattoo Gate. This woman on TikTok posted a video of a moment, her calling out this business. I don't think she listed him by name. It was in Canada. And she had booked an appointment with a tattoo artist, and she paid $180 for a consultation, which seems like a lot. I've never gotten a tattoo, so I don't know. I want to go to heaven, so I don't know what's going on here. But this seems like a lot. So she gets on a Skype call, and she brings in...
it's a virtual consultation too?
Yeah, it's a virtual, which, like, you know, you don't have to be in person, but she brings some pictures, and she's like, here's what I want. She sends the art over. She's like, I want this full fox on my upper arm. And the lady looks at it and is like, all right, cool. There's 3 packages you can choose from for my designing time. The first one is like $1,500.
Yeah,
and I'll provide you with the art, and you can make some minor changes to it through 1 round of revisions. For the next package up is $3,300, I think, and I will provide you with the art, and you basically get like 1 do-over round plus some minor revisions each round or whatever. Or for $6,000, I will do the art as many times as it takes. And she was like, all right, I'll do the $1,500 one, I guess, because I've given you 2 tattoos that are what I want. I feel like you can provide me with a good tattoo based on these 2 tattoos that are pretty much exactly what I want. Yeah. And she comes back the next day, and she sends her, it's a fox, the shittiest iPad sketch of a fox you've ever seen, and is like, that's $1,500, and then that does not count towards the tattoo cost. And she was like,
it doesn't count towards the tattoo cost?
No, that's
all of this was like...
No, that's the art cost. The tattoo cost is separate. And she's like,
fuck off. Absolutely not.
I was giving the tattoo artist the benefit of the doubt up until this point, but continue.
And she was like, that is not at all what we talked about. I want to do the full fox. Both of the ones I sent you were the full fox. And the artist came back and was like, yeah, you're going to have to pay for the next package up, which is the $3,300 art consult, for me to redo it. And she was just like, absolutely not. And has been trying to dispute this and went on TikTok. And apparently, this is not just this tattoo artist. There is a tattoo scammer on TikTok. His name is Russ Abbott. I am going to say his name because he teaches a class on how to do this and how to get money out of your tattoo patrons.
Wow.
And this one artist had commented on one of his videos that she'd made $17,000 last month solely using his pricing scheme, which involves messing up the first one the first time and then charging them $2,000 extra to redo it. And so Tattoo Gate is on fire on TikTok, and lots of scary looking tattooed men are being like, the customer is always right, and like being really wholesome, very wholesome and great to have, like, you know, flaming skulls on their heads and stuff. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. People have been posting their really excellent tattoos that were like $800 for that, and the people were posting their, you know, tattoo artists have been really transparent with like, it should cost you $50 for the art, it should cost you $200 for the tattoo, everything should be up front. And it's so Gate. I'm also going to put this into if the Thieves Guild is a thing. If Thieves Guild is complimentary, I'm going to call the Charlatan Circle of Shame is the I stole money and I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Producer Pre is calling it like it is. It should absolutely count towards the deposit, but it does not. It's a separate art fee. So
right.
Paying $1,500 for a bad commission.
Oh, and it was sketch.
Just doodle.
Somebody found it.
Sketch.
It was traced. Somebody found. Somebody found the fox.
That makes it undisputable
on Etsy and was like, "Yeah, this is the one they traced." And the power of TikTok.
Wow.
It's a shame that like the afternoon like court show, the civil court show, has kind of died down. Because I would absolutely watch a week of like Judge Judy or whatever it was of these people like TikTok court went to court and like fought it out. That would be appointment television.
Yeah, absolutely. This needs to happen.
CW on the line.
Yeah.
What's Nick Cannon doing?
It's not appropriate.
I can't think of a good joke.
I just feel like this is his job to be a judge.
Crazy.
That's true. That's true.
Who would be a TikTok judge?
Ooh.
Because it can't be someone who does like drama alert stuff. Like it can't be like Keemstar.
No. James Franco.
It's gotta be like it's gotta be like an impartial judge. He was the voice of the law on the internet, and why is it Review Bra?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This
gotta
is
be John.
Running on Empty. TikTok Court. Hello, everyone.
Honestly, I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but there's that the Freebie show Jury Duty, where it's a fake documentary about a court case where all 11 jurors or all but 12 jurors are actors, and I think
fun.
that guy, he should be the judge.
That was
He's delightful.
That's a pretty good show. I watched the first episode of it, and I forget the name of it. We got to look it up. I definitely I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. But James Marsden is in it and plays himself.
Yeah.
And
On the jury?
It's called Jury Duty, Tyler.
Yeah, it's Jury Duty. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, the whole first episode is James Marsden fucking with this guy trying to get out of Jury Duty because he's James Marsden. And he mentioned that he's in the Sonic movie and stuff. And the guy doesn't know James Marsden. It's good.
heartbreaking.
Check it out.
He just knows, but it's the perfect method, because it's like, oh man, we're gonna cast this guy on this seemingly ridiculous court show. How do we throw him off the scent? We cast an actual actor as himself, because it's like, oh man, if an actor's here and he's just himself, no one else can be actors.
And also, if he doesn't know who James Marsden is, he's not going to pick out these random character actors who we've picked for the rest of the jury.
There is one character actor in the jury who I did recognize, and I would recognize if I were in this situation. But
is it Margot Martindale?
It is Kirk Fox.
For Legends of the Hidden Temple?
No, that's Kirk Fogg.
Okay. You can see my
Kirk
confusion.
Fox. I totally understand. If you watch it, you'll see him and you'll be like, oh yeah, I know who that is.
Gotcha.
I was going to say the TikTok judge, I think, should be Hasbullah. But then I realized he probably can't, because he's gone to prison himself. So
Has he really?
Not impartial.
He was arrested.
What'd they get him for?
I think it was a traffic violation or something like that, wasn't it?
How?
As I said that, I was like, oh no.
Tyler.
Violating traffic laws, interfering with other drivers while celebrating a wedding. Okay, so I
That's not a crime. That's being happy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
While we're still on TikTok real quick, could we please give a shout out to, this is kind of good news, to Dr. Parkenstein, my protagonist of my TikTok feed, the highlight of my day some days. Dr. Parkenstein is a 20-something-year-old scientist from Louisiana who...
Scientist in the Wild West sense. Post-Civil War, he'd be considered a scientist. And only then.
Well, he's done things that, we abandoned hundreds of years ago because we figured they weren't viable. He made a magnifying transmitter that Nikola Tesla developed and didn't finish because he didn't have, and he was able to light a light bulb from East Texas to Chicago with his magnifying transmitter through the Earth's soil. Granted, it was a small light bulb, and he had to use a giant Dr. Frankenstein switch, but...
This is ridiculous. You sent me a TikTok of a house tour of this guy, and he had a phonograph. He had a television with a screen the size of a nickel. It was. It's like, come on. You're not really this into this, are you?
He is. He's the real deal.
He can do the Charleston. If he went back and did the Charleston in the 20s, his name would be everywhere. He'd be in movies.
Maybe he was. Yeah. He seems like a phantom to me. He is completely untarnished by the outside. Even Amish people have, some Amish people have phones. This guy is so dedicated to.
He drives an old-timey car. Have you seen his car?
No, but I can. It's probably a T model. Like,
Yeah, it's not a Model T, but it's like that. It's like a steam powered car.
it's like crank it to get it going.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
I first saw him on Twitter, and someone was like, "I love this guy who pretends like he's an old timey guy," and I'm like, "No, he is an old timey guy. You're all fake. No one's
He's an
living the bit as
old-timey
hard
guy.
as." Did y'all see the song I sent you today by him?
Yeah, it was insane.
He wrote a song.
He wrote a song, and whatever song you're picturing, correct. He sings
Yeah.
this old-timey ragtime song that he wrote, that he plays in a style that no one's played in 70 years, and he sings it like an old phonograph, and he's incredible.
It sounds like if you put a 100 gex song through a MIDI controller of a detuned piano, like old-timey ragtime piano. It's insane.
Yeah, he's playing the song, and
He's
he's like, he's singing. He sounds like Mickey Mouse.
You know what? I think he did work with Tesla. I think they stumbled upon something they shouldn't have when they meddled with the time-space continuum, and it shot him to our day and age. And he is fitting in poorly. He's doing a poor job.
Or
We all know about him.
he's doing the James Marsden thing and taking attention off himself by pointing out the
Exactly.
fact that he's a time traveler.
Yeah.
He's incredible. I love this guy so much. Every Dr. Parkenstein, my favorite Dr. Parkenstein thing, and this is a small detail, is that the wire he uses is also from the 1900s. I don't know why he doesn't get new wire. He uses the oldest, scariest looking wire that's wrapped in like a cotton sheath and looks like it was used to make the first telephone. Just copper wire has come a long way.
And all
My
of
favorite
all
detail-
of his furniture, his whole house, it's old wood. It's burning up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
If that goes wrong, he's not making it out of there.
Yeah.
No.
My favorite detail is that all of his stuff, his lab, his house that he's building, all of that we see is not at his house. It's at his like dad's house.
Yes.
And I think he's like 45 minutes to an hour away from where he actually lives. So can you imagine just like raising your kid and I don't know, showing him the fucking Iron Giant at one point at a crucial time in his life, and he's like, "This is gonna be my whole thing now."
You know, it takes him 4.5 hours in that fucking Model T to get over there.
Yeah.
He's got to get out and crank a couple times. There is no one,
Who among us does not need to crank before driving?
Kelsey Grammer, maybe. No one I'd rather have on the show than Dr. Parkenstein.
There's no way. I don't think he has a microphone.
He's going to join us through like
He's got
Flintstones Bird.
TikTok.
That's true.
He has a phone.
He's on YouTube as well, and he's on Spotify.
Yeah.
His song's on Spotify. You can listen to his old-timey ragtime song on Spotify. I went to Kansas City on a Friday.
I wish him the best of everything.
Speaking of being 100 years old, thank you. Sports Illustrated had their swimsuit edition this week, and I feel like we haven't talked about that just as a people in like 15 years. Like we kind of just like that has not been a thing since the advent of
And
like
it seems Sports Illustrated has kind of like realized that, and that's why they're kind of going with like, we're hip and with it now instead of being like, all right, it's Kate Upton on the front cover of Sports Illustrated's swimsuit edition.
yeah,
It's like, all right,
I can look at a lady in bikinis at Sears.com right now. Does it take me that long to find it?
there's no such thing as Sears.com anymore. Hold
There
on.
is. I'll wait
going there
until
now.
you are proven wrong.
See how long it takes.
Sears.com,
one of us to find a bikini
swimsuit,
picture.
women's.
Sears.com is okay. It is still
Go to swimwear.
active.
Swimsuit for
I'm
women.
going swimsuit for woman. Which was
Bam.
suggested.
2 clicks.
Oh wow.
See? Don't
They
even
sure
need
can.
Sports Illustrated anymore.
They have a Brazil
There's a
bikini.
Yeah, it's good deals too.
Yeah. They didn't miss any
Those are other
nipples this
sites.
year.
Kmart. Who's doing this? Oh wait, I know who's keeping Kmart and Sears alive. Will proceed.
Who's will proceed? So Sports Illustrated this year making some headlines. Came out and said their cover model is Martha Stewart. She's 81 years old. She looks incredible. She's on the cover. She looks. I need her. I need Helen Mirren, and I need Susan Sarandon to come together and put their differences aside and tell us what they're doing. Tell the general public what you're doing, because it's so good. And I'm a little bit upset because I have been on the Martha Stewart soapbox for 3 years now, since she posted a selfie of herself in a pool in the Hamptons, and it was incredible. Maybe because it came out while I was locked inside, but was big fan. Been singing this praise for years, and now everyone's being like, "Oh, Martha Stewart looks great." I've been knowing that. This is old news. You people are cowards and bandwagoners, but I do welcome you. But what took you so long?
Sure. Will, I gotta say, you're a real one for saying Susan Sarandon, and the freakiest freaks out there know why you said it. And if I may be
Why?
this guy for one moment, if I could say this, Wooga.
We have our Travis
no,
McElroy of the podcast.
I was looking up. I can't conceptualize that Martha Stewart is 81. It truly baffles me. Like, I was like, oh yeah, she's probably like. If you had asked me before today how old she was, I would say maybe like late 60s, early 70s. Like, yeah, she looks great, but she's one of the richest lifestyle influencers, if you can call it that. She's the first. I thought Martha's Vineyard was named for her for a time. I thought JFK Jr. died there, and it somehow had to deal with her property. Not the case.
She was on the grassy knoll.
She could have been. She was 22 at the time.
Yeah.
She was born the same day that U-401, a German submarine. I think that's the Das Boot boat.
Das Boot
was sunk.
What a weird timeline.
Truly. She was born.
I've never seen Martha Stewart and the Das Boot boat in the same place. It's an Oshinoko situation.
She could be a reincarnated German soul. I shouldn't say that. But, you know.
Nope.
Nope. You shouldn't.
I won't say it. But, oh, man.
81.
Oh, she's Kostaira. She's Polish.
Martha Stewart?
Yeah, her maiden name is Kostira. I don't know how to pronounce it in Polish, but it's Kostyra.
All right, you got it.
Wild.
Man,
I'm
just saying.
And great for her. I know she has all the money, like, you know, most of the money in the world, and that's how she looks like that. But
well,
good for her.
Maybe it's. I think she might have developed a pretty good exercise routine when she was in prison. It could all be natural. Like, everyone says money. You don't know that.
That's true. And the constant tongue-in-cheek weed smoke sesh that she has with Snoop Dogg.
Snoop also looks like he hasn't aged a day in 30 years. Maybe we're onto something there.
Oh, hold on. I think Snoop just turned like 60. I'm gonna look it up.
Producer Pre says, I hope to have as much money in plastic surgery as Martha at 81. I don't think Martha Stewart has any plastic surgery. That is all just olive oil and candles.
That's just caprese salad.
Yeah, that's what that is.
It's a good thing.
Snoop Dogg's just 51. Apologies to Snoop Dogg. He's 51 years old.
Yeah. No.
But Martha Stewart is 30 years older than him, and they still they just fit.
A problematic age gap, to be sure.
Wild. What a I know seventh graders aren't like into getting the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition anymore, but like, what a weird time to be.
We've lost our way.
Just like, Dad gets the new Sports Illustrated. All right, oh, I guess, and like they get optimistic. I don't know.
I don't know what Sports Illustrated. Magazines are also dying, so
that's true. Thinking on Apple News Plus. Oh, wait a second. They'll come back to me.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to log in on the. Does anybody logged in on the Gmail for the podcast?
Maybe. Let me see here.
Don't think I am.
When my computer crashed, I can't access the chat anymore. So I'm trying to.
Oh no, I don't have the Gmail on my. Where'd it go?
I might have it. 1 second. I'll edit this out. Oh, I do. I have it right here. I'm logged in. Never mind.
Nice.
Sorry, I lied to everyone. Here's my code. I won't read it out loud like I almost did.
Yeah, you just get full Sports
Right.
Illustrated issues on Apple News Plus. What's that gonna be? Wow.
Okay, cool. We're all in the chat now. Cool. Good stuff. Martha Stewart, bandwagoners, you were wrong before, but now you've seen the error of your ways. Welcome. Who wants to talk about something good that happened this week? Or, in Sean's case, something bad.
Oh man.
I haven't had
I
a
wanna-
badish in a while.
Yeah, what happened?
Nothing happened. I
Got beat up again.
a couple a couple
Teens.
weeks ago I sold some old like DVDs and Blu-rays I wasn't watching anymore because we're in the streaming era, or they just were DVDs that whatever. So I sold them to a local chain called Second and Charles, and I as they were pricing out my stuff, I was shopping around like, all right, cool, let's see what I can get for the $40 they'll give me for the 30 movies I sold. And I picked up a book I've been curious about for some time, by an author named Paul Tremblay, who is kind of up and coming in the horror like fiction scene from what I knew. And to the point, like, Knock at the Cabin this year was based on his book, Knock at the Cabin at the End of the World.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah. And the Shyamalan movie, I was like, this is okay, a little straightforward for my taste. Let's see what Tremblay did. And I like Tremblay's ending better than Shyamalan's. I was like, okay, cool. I have optimistic feelings about Paul Tremblay. So I picked up what I thought would be his scariest book, A Head Full of Ghosts. And it has, I should mention, the marketing really gets you here. It has a quote at the top: "A head full of ghosts scared the living hell out of me, and I'm pretty hard to scare." Stephen King said that, apparently, in a little blurb. And so I was like, cool. A real creepy, like, exorcism, like Conjuring style book. Hopefully it presents something new in the genre and is like a really fun experience to read. Not in the slightest. Nope. It was Ready Player One for horror fans. It was.
Wait, so was it like a mashup of horror people, like monsters in it and stuff?
No.
It was a
I
Frankenstein.
realize what I'm saying when I say Ready Player One, it's not like
it's
it's
like
not
basic
throwing
as
everything.
hell.
It's just basically just like
It's
hey,
reductive.
I'll take you through the basis of the story. Basically, it's told from the perspective of, what is her name? Is it
Carmen
Mary,
Sandiego.
Meredith. It's Mary, whose older sister, Marjorie, was possessed and became the central figure of a Discovery Channel show called The Possession. And so basically we see it from three different points of view. One of being adult Mary telling her story to a journalist, the other being of a blogger writing about like the lasting impact and analyzing the show The Possession, and three being the meat of the book, Mary as a child recounting like her sister's possession. And I will say, to the point, like, it does present some like fun little descriptions and fun little moments of like, this is a really cool, like, man, when it gets spooky, it does get spooky. But by the time the climax hits, I was so done with the book, because every other moment is just like either the blog sections are just like, the point in the show was just like this movie, and you're like, I know it is, Paul, you don't have to talk to me like this. I can see the connection. Present something cool. Or they'll go to like adult Mary talking to the journalist, and she'll just spew out paragraphs of dialogue in ways that people don't talk to each other. And you're just like, oh, okay, I'm just being talked at as a reader. I'm just like, this isn't meant to be an experience, or I'm not supposed to like get into it. It's just I'm being talked at and talked down to. And then you get to little Mary's experiences with her sister, and they immediately put seeds of doubt in your head, and they don't really ever resolve anything. And I guess that's supposed to be like was she possessed? Was she faking? Was there a reason for it? And it doesn't really resolve in a satisfying way. And I think one of the more infuriating things about the book was that most of the scenes played out with characters talking, like it was dialogue after dialogue of just like leading up to a moment, and you're like, cool. And then we're gonna get to that moment, and we're gonna hear like what the characters say. We're gonna have the moment described to us, and we're gonna be there. We're gonna be in it. It's gonna be really scary, and I'm gonna be so engrossed. No, it was like 2 paragraphs of summary. It was like leading up to a moment. It's like, and then this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and you feel so cheated.
That's pretty scary.
Out
though.
of
Depending on what it is. If it's like, and then some bats flew by, I'd be like, oh.
that's it, you know, if only there were some bats, but it's not. And it was just, I don't know. I felt I finished all the way through it. Like initially, I think maybe 100 pages in, I was like, I don't like this. But I was like, I got to see how it ends. I got to see what happens. And I finished it, and I just like, I'm mad at this book. I'm not going to read another Tremblay. It was purely hack writing. You know, sorry to fans of Paul Tremblay, but from what I've heard,
He's in the chat.
Friend of the show, Josh, Tremblay is horror for people who don't like horror. I've never been so condescended to it by a book.
Wow.
It
Yet.
sucks. It was yet. You're right. I moved on to Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, which felt sort of like moving on from kid cuisine chicken nuggets to like Omaha steaks, baby. Or, you know, actual nice meal out, whatever.
Hey, they're a sponsor.
I know.
Get them the steaks.
Omaha Steaks. But I don't feel being talked down to there. Some characters speak in Spanish. I don't know what they're saying. But yeah, Head Full of Ghosts. Cannot not recommend enough. Find a scarier book.
Can
This
recommend
one
enough.
is, yeah, can recommend enough. Yeah. It just oy, that's badish.
Do you think your problem is you approached a book wondering what would scare Stephen King, not realizing Stephen King is also like 85 years old and is probably afraid of like mesothelioma?
Yeah, it's fair. Like seeing it, I should have thought like I've only read It by Stephen King, which did have some scary moments, but mostly just kind of like made me feel weird for 1,000 pages. So I should have taken that with a grain of salt of being like, okay, well, yeah, Stephen King has given us a lot of great narratives, but nothing that's really truly frightened me. But yeah,
I'm saying he's probably afraid of like, you know, after 6 o'clock at Golden Corral when the discount stops.
Yeah.
He's old.
He's old. He lives in Maine.
Speaking of scary, can I segue?
Is that a segue? If you ask if you can segue?
I'm asking you, Sean. I can't. Vampire rules. I can't segue unless you let me segue.
I wish there were vampires.
Let me segue. A couple.
Segue.
I feel like recently on Radish, I talked about how we need more scary kids movies. How kids today don't have a moment like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark where the bad guy's face melts off. And the monkey's paw curled 5 times that day, as I saw Guardians. Like, yeah, the whole monkey's hand, or however many fingers monkeys have. I think in the book it was 3, but I think
it's still a hand even if they don't have 5 fingers.
Well, the whole hand it's a monkey's fist now.
Well, it's 4 fingers and a thumb.
Okay.
If
Tyler's that guy in the playground.
All the monkey's fingers curls.
All of the monkey's fingers and all of the monkey's
turn into
men
a monkey's fist.
couldn't put monkey together again. I watched Guardians Volume 3 this weekend. Yeah, it was good. It's probably the best Marvel thing that they've done in a long time. James Gunn's really out here making movies when everyone else is making content. Great to see. What I want to talk about is that kids went to go see this movie, and it is rated PG-13, as I guess Endgame was also PG-13, or those were. And this is not Endgame. This was so much scarier. I know people. I think Doctor Strange was too, and people were kind of like, "Oh, it's like a full-on horror movie." But it just had like a zombie in it. It was not that scary.
It was actually originally announced as a horror movie with a different director and whole writing staff and everything, and it changed.
Gotcha.
So,
because
I don't know. I thought Sam Raimi was like attached from the beginning, and
it was a different guy.
I don't know if y'all. I
thought it was Scott Derrickson at first.
But Scott Derrickson directed the first one.
I think he had switched to Raimi at some point.
Oh, I see. Well, either way, Multiverse of Madness did have some like pretty like frightening moments. It was good shit.
Sure.
It
I
had
stand
some
by
moments.
Multiverse.
Guardians 3,
I stand by.
I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I'm going to put a big warning on it for anyone out there who's going to, bring kids to go see Guardians 3, or who likes animals and is going to go see Guardians 3, or who was perturbed by Sid's toys from Toy Story 1. Especially if you're someone who likes animals and was perturbed by Sid's toys from Toy Story 1, because it's a very intense. And I think what doesn't sit right with me is, like, I can watch Terrifier no problem, because I know, like, when they called cut, the guy took the big fake chest off and he was not cut in half, and they all had a beer. And when you're watching Guardians 3, you're like, that's a bunny rabbit. That's not a guy who knows what's going on. I know it's CG, but my lizard brain is like, that's an animal. And there's a lot of animals in being tortured in this movie. And good movie. I thought it was good. A little gratuitous, easily the darkest thing they've ever done. And I was a little bit laughing, a little bit disturbed at all of the kids who were going to go see this at, like, Tim's birthday party. And they all sit down, and 3 of their lives are irreparably changed by this film, having seen some really graphic and at times downright gory animal scenes. Using an otter that's voiced by Linda Cardellini.
Well, it's all Rocket's backstory, right?
Yeah,
like a lot of it is.
The whole movie is kind of his origins and the other animals that were with him and how he came to be. And it's a good emotional movie. I think it's an excellent end to the franchise. But, whoosh, we've come a long way from Raiders of the Lost Ark, folks. I'll just tell you that much. We're capable of so much more now.
Well, PG-13 in this instance should truly mean PG-13. I feel like that's lost its true meaning to it.
It is. It's way closer to the Temple of Doom heart scene than it is to, Small Soldiers, which I think was PG-13 for being,
and I think
kind of intense.
PG-13 was created for Temple of Doom, wasn't it?
It was. That's the reason why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. History.
So I liked it. If you like animals, you might not like it. If you like splatter films, you might like it. I don't know. It's a weird one. Go see it, maybe. That's my review.
The only clip I've actually seen, like, a 4-minute clip of all of the little creatures that you're talking about, and they weren't disfigured or anything like that. So my heart is already breaking at the thought of what's going to happen to these poor adorable creatures. But the other clip I've seen on TikTok is the one of Will Poulter's character. And forgive me, I don't know who he plays or anything like that. I think it's like Booster Gold or something.
Adam
I think
Warlock.
it's a DC character.
He's introduced in the second volume.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right at the end.
Yeah.
But it's a clip of him just like bullet bill mode, just like face forward, zooming through space. And what was the song that was playing? It was like a very...
There's 1,000 needle drops in the movie. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Oh, it is. It's Crazy on You.
Crazy on You. That's right. Yeah,
heart,
it's a very on the nose song. But so that actually happens. That song. And okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a... Yeah.
There's the best. You can all debate the needle drops in the movie. There's an excellent use of a Radiohead song. There's an excellent use of a Beastie Boys song that is really good.
Very nice.
I saw the use of Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine made Florence Welch cry, so I'm excited to see how that's used.
I've never felt...
I think this one...
Is it because of a dog?
No.
Is their days over?
The dogs are over.
These dogs' days are over.
These dogs' days are gone.
They all flossed.
Oy.
I've never felt older than the classic rock comedy using a song that came out when I was in high school. I was like, oh no, this used to be Bowie.
Well,
yeah, I think I'll see this one in theaters in like a week or so. I'm eager to see how the saga wraps up.
It's good. He makes a good movie. I'm excited for his Superman. I hope less animals get tortured in his Superman. Boy, just fingers crossed.
Clark had to figure out he had laser power some way. Which brings to mind, hey, small aside, everyone should see Brightburn. James Gunn produced it. It's a
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Remember
Yeah.
I
that?
forgot about that.
that's a like Superman turned into an actual monster.
Mm.
It's got some great practical effects.
Well, I can kind of segue just in that your thing is in space and my thing is in space. So I'm talking about the new game from HoYoverse, the same studio that
Hey,
brought
Overse.
you Genshin Impact.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm talking about she honking on my star till I rail, everybody. Honkai Star Rail is the name of this game. I know everybody's playing Legend of Zelda right now. And I know everybody's feeling it in their wallet. That game, for some reason, more expensive than any other Switch game that's ever come out. So let me tell you what's really great about Honkai Star Rail. It's absolutely free.
Why do you say it like that?
Isn't that what it says? Isn't that Honkai?
You put a very weird emphasis for some reason. It just my ears don't like it.
Honkai Star
Because
Rail.
we're white.
Yeah.
You sound like Hank Hill saying it. Honkai Star
Honkai.
Rail.
Honkai Star Rail.
Wow.
Hi.
It is. Has anybody seen? I feel like I only see ads for this game. Are you
I
guys
have.
getting?
I
Okay,
have
Will
no
has.
fucking clue what you're talking about, Tyler. I'm just picturing
Speaking of
Starlight
which-
Express.
It's Starlight Express, the game.
It kind of is. It kind of is. I have only seen ads for this game. The first ad I saw for it was like, "Ooh, from the makers of Genshin Impact, a new Persona-like," and I was like, "Oh, damn!" And by Persona-like, it means that it's just a basic JRPG. Like, there's no real correlation between Persona and this game.
Getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes in this game.
Right. But it's
They
really
left
fun.
Thomas the Tank Engine vibes.
For a free game, it has a lot. Really fun fighting dynamic that's pretty simple but easy to pick up. It's got the classic side quests, huge world, a really great cast of anime Starfleet ladies. It is a it's a fun
What's
game.
the story, Tyler?
But are there
They're
Star
not
Feet
trained?
ladies?
Starfleet, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So the story of this
Yeah.
game pretty much is you're a guy and you get on
Okay.
I'm
this
sold.
train. You get on this train that
All right, I'm
travels.
in.
It travels
Hell
through
yeah.
space. It just
Okay, well that's
shoots
I'll accept it.
okay.
Do
there
I
we
get
go.
to track and dispatch the trains?
No.
That's all I want. I want train dispatch
I thought it was gonna be
simulator.
a train simulator.
Yeah.
No train simulator, but it is conducted by a little rabbit guy that looks really cute.
I'm
It's
back on board.
The Mona
That's
of
nice.
the game, the Teddy of the game, more like it. It's fun. Like I said, for everybody who bought Zelda for $1 million, it's absolutely free. There is a gotcha element to it.
Gotcha.
But it
So,
got you.
hey.
It got me. But the only real like gotcha element is, of course, you get all the fun anime ladies, but you also get just a whole bunch of just arbitrary like character buffs and stuff like that. So I will say, when I get enough tickets to roll for my anime Starfleet characters, I get lost in it like I imagine people do when they gamble on horses. Like I am up like just like yelling at my screen, waiting for like anyone to come up. But
So what they need is gotcha anime horses, which I think is a thing. I think Pretty Derby does have a gotcha game.
Pretty derpy. Okay.
We saw a lot of it in Japan. A lot of anime horse girls. But
yes.
but horse girls, not horse girls.
Right. Horse.
No one has
girls.
sat further in the back of the class than the anime horse girl.
No one has walked a mile slower.
A Cookie Monster hat. I was born in it, molded by it. You merely adopted the Cookie Monster pajama pants.
What kind of train are we riding, or is the train even like enter into it? Like, can I decide the train?
Is it a Mugen train?
No, it's a train that's just kind of always been there, and it always will be. You kind of get on it, and it brings you to your next destination.
Wow.
Is there a midnight train to Georgia?
He's leaving
Leaving
on the honky star rail to Georgia.
on the midnight honk to Georgia. I'll check it out. It's not on consoles yet. I was upset about that. It's only on.
Yeah,
Mobile
just
and PC.
PC and and your phone.
Also,
Which-
don't don't download it on console unless if you want to do crossplay. Don't start it on console because I made that mistake with Genshin. I downloaded it and checked it out, and then it was irreparably tied to my PlayStation account, and you can't link it to your PC account from there on out. So if you want to play on both, make sure you're linking it at the very start.
Good to know.
Word of the wise.
Good tip, Will. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Just tips.
All aboard
Tips on-
Honky Star Rail.
Tips on honking.
Honking on Star Rail.
Honking on Bobo.
Speaking of video games, Tears of the Kingdom came out this week, and it's getting unanimous praise, which is boring. I mean, I'm glad Nintendo has made a good game finally, even though they made Zelda a girl this time. But I want to talk about games that are better than Tears of the Kingdom, and by whatever criteria you may have. And I have a couple through my very specific criteria. But I want to hear y'all's first. So what games are better than Tears of the Kingdom?
I got 3 games that are better than Tears of the Kingdom.
Hit me.
Number 1, the original game, Hoop and Stick. Can't beat the classics. Zelda
That is-
can't.
Such a good
Yeah.
game.
Zelda certainly can't.
The stick never breaks.
Exactly. The stick never breaks.
The
Hoop's
skill
always
curve
there.
on that is like the learning curve super like satisfying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once you get
satisfying.
going,
Start hooping. Next is the Last of Us television series. Never played the game. Watched the series as it aired, but for some reason I did not watch the finale. I watched it yesterday, months and months and months after it aired, and
Sure.
didn't know a lot of what was going on. But still, better than Tears of the Kingdom.
Did you hold the controller
and-
like act like you were controlling Pedro Pascal?
Kind of.
That's how you watch the show.
why don't I need a quick time event sort of plug-in for my HBO Max account where
It's
I
like
can just still hit buttons.
Are you still watching prompt that comes up sometimes? I need that during episodes.
Yeah.
And lastly, let's be real here. Tears of the Kingdom, total Assassin's Creed ripoff.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of lore in Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of sword fighting in Assassin's
Yep.
Creed. You can climb towers in Assassin's Creed, but the one way that Assassin's Creed has Tears of the Kingdom beat is that you get to fight Italians in a few of Assassin's Creed games.
Oh.
So, sorry, Tears of the Kingdom folks. I know you like building your little. For some reason, everybody who owns a game, like it's a rite of passage to build a crucifix and put a Korok up on it. But I'm talking about the real crucifix that you can go in and kill some Italians at. In
the
the game.
pre-Romans
I don't.
Exactly.
instead of the actual.
They're not Italians, but I think the monsters in Zelda are very Italian coded. I mean, they don't. They don't have jobs, and they're evil.
And very reactive.
They're always sitting around a big pot of something. So I always bet it's Italian. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I've got first up. I also have 3. First up, because it's been out longer, which, let's be honest, that really makes things cool. Like that's the
Yeah.
Criterion Collection, that's Turner Classic Movies, that's art. Most of it. It's been out a long time. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So Destiny 2. It
Damn.
looks like it seems really neat. Like the skins and the guns, that's really cool. And I think the aliens, I don't think there are aliens in Zelda. I think that makes Destiny 2 a better game.
It does. You're right.
Speaking of aliens, Destroy All Humans. I think
I knew this
that's
was coming.
a better game because I am going to name the only 3 games I've ever played. Destroy All Humans, that one, I don't think you can probe Koroks in Tears of the Kingdom, but you can probe small town folk and Destroy All Humans, and that's a lot of fun. And bonus point, the main character speaks. I don't think Link ever says a single line. We never hear any dialogue. I don't get any character development. from him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the little alien, the little Invader Zim knockoff from Destroy All Humans, he speaks. He's great. He's not a knockoff. I know it's the same voice actor. Don't come at me. Anyways, moving on to the third game, personal favorite of mine, which Tears of the Kingdom is pointedly not yet. What Remains of Edith Finch?
Oh, Jesus.
Because if
Hell of a
Annapurna,
game.
if they put out Tears of the Kingdom, I'd be all over it, man. That's like the A24 games. You know me. But they didn't. but Annapurna did put out What Remains of Edith Finch, and in that one, I got to play as a emotionally devastated young woman. And as far as I know, in Tears of the Kingdom, we're so behind the times. We're trying to rescue the emotionally devastated young woman. No, this is the 21st century now, Nintendo. We have to play as her. We have to get that experience in the game to make us better humans instead of making us better crafters of Korok destroyers.
Anyone who says that What Remains of Edith Finch is their favorite game, you got to call a health check on. Like,
Is everything okay?
Oh no, fortunately, my favorite game is still I think it was Madden 2005 with all the cheat codes on.
hell yeah.
My biggest gripe with Tears of the Kingdom, Sean touched on it a little bit, is that it does not have a star-studded voice cast. I mean, yeah, it has lots of heavy hitters from the dubbing community and stuff doing the different NPCs, but I want name brand Hollywood names on the cover of the box, and these are all games that are better than Tears of the Kingdom because they meet that criteria. Number one, Gex. Gex is a 3D platformer. I believe it was on N64 and PS1. Anchored by Dana Gould of The Simpsons fame for some reason.
Oh, that's right.
Barely.
Voiced Gex. Yeah, he wrote for The Simpsons for a little bit. He's also a comedian.
Road to the Simpsons.
Yeah. Gex, I don't think anyone's going to argue with me and say Gex is a better game than TOTK. Number two, Kingdom Hearts 2. When you see the voice cast of Kingdom Hearts 2, you'll piss yourself all at once.
Goofy?
It's got Goofy as himself.
It's got Donald.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
It's got Sephiroth.
It's also I think Tears of the Kingdom copied a lot from it because it is open world and you do get a Keyblade, but it's got the voice acting
And
of
it has
Haley.
the word kingdom in it.
It does. It's Tears of the Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Was the original title. Chain of Memories. It features a voice cast of Haley Joel Osment, Hayden Panettiere, Jesse McCartney, and Christopher Lee. That is a lot of star power in that game, especially if you were
still voicing Sora to this day.
He's Roxas, thank you, Tyler.
Oh, Roxas. Sorry.
Yeah, he's Sora. That's what you sound like. Idiot.
It's okay, Tyler. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on your side, my team.
Who doesn't know that Roxas is Sora's nobody? And the best game, of course, by this very specific criteria, is The Legend of Spyro for the PS1, which features the voice casting of Elijah Wood, David Spade, Wayne Brady, Christina Ricci, and Gary Oldman in a PS1 game about a dragon flying around picking up crystals.
Oh yeah.
All better than Tears of the Kingdom, which it's got your own voice as Link as you go. Oh damn it! Put these two logs together. Come on, not like that.
You know what?
I just
Link's favorite hotel that he stays at?
What?
The yacht.
all right. Can one of you do the sign off for me? I gotta go.
Real quick, can I point out a phenomenon that's happened a couple of times that is a real life occurrence of Silent Bob stepping on the rakes?
Yes.
So
Sideshow Bob.
Silent Bob? Yes, Sideshow Bob. Sorry.
Silent Bob.
Silent-
Clerks.
I'm an idiot. I watched The Simpsons today and I messed that up. I'm the fake
they're
fan
not
who
all
doesn't
Sideshow
know
Bob
that Sideshow
episodes.
Bob is Silent Bob's Heartless. Gorsh. Sideshow Bob's here. Both of my Disney now. That can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. In the
Yeah,
next
it
one.
sure can.
Horizon Zero Dawn came out February, March of 2017. It came out the week before the Switch did. Horizon Zero Dawn is a fine game about wandering around an open world with a bow and arrow and fighting machines that Zelda is better than in every way. And it's just absolutely ate its lunch. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 came out early March, February 2021, the week before Elden Ring.
Yeah.
They are 0 for 2 on that, and then this year they said, surprise, we are coming out with a DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn 2 on May 4th or whatever, and then Nintendo was like, May 12th, here's the kingdom. So they can't put out a game without a genre-defining open-world game coming out 7 days later. So they have announced Horizon Zero Dawn 3. I'm very excited for the game that's going to come out right after that.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be great.
It's gonna be incredible. Yeah.
Silent Bob, watch out for that rake. Thank you for
Smooch to the nooch.
Thank you for joining us for Radish episode 245. I'm sorry the stream died at the beginning. That was my fault. For playing with
Talking about piss.
talking about piss and 5G. That's the name of the episode. I've been Will. You can find me at Will from Radish. Basically anywhere I have a handle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sean, and Tyler, can I get another Hyatt real quick?
Yacht!
Thank you.
What was that? Danny
That was,
Brown.
that was pretty
Yeah,
Little
that
John.
was more
Yeah.
like Kendrick Lamar. I was
Check.
looking for there.
Yacht. No wait.
That's Link.
You can find me at Sean from Radish on Twitter, Sean and Barry everywhere else, including Goodreads, in which I posted my first ever
You fill out bad reads.
review. Yeah, I posted a 1-star review. I was like, I hope Paul Tremblay sees this.
He name
He
searches.
does. Yeah.
Seems-
You can find the podcast online at Radish Pod. Join our Discord. How do people join our Discord right now?
We'll put it in
Gotta
the.
get with us.
We'll put the link in our bio on Twitter.
Sure. Right now, it's almost invite only, like pretty exclusive. You're gonna want to get into the Discord now.
To join our Discord, go to our Twitter at RadishPod and respond to us. Let me in the Discord, please.
Oh yes, and we'll send you the invite. What else? What else should we plug? YouTube.com/@RadishPod, and you can find me online at Tyler from Radish. Really quick question, because I saw this commercial right before we started recording here. Do you guys know what Domino's is doing right now? Like the shit that they're
tots.
trying
God
to
only
pull?
knows.
Tater tots. Like their whole thing is French fries are hard to deliver. Tater tots. That's the last thing I could probably think of that I want with my pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like they come
Racism.
on, they like they open an ad, they immediately go after French fries, and it's like a car commercial coming on, and they're immediately going after like fucking water hoses or room paint, and they're like, you guys don't deal with this. That's
Sean
not
is a
the thing I
master
go
of
to
the
you
simile.
for. It's like, that's not what I go to you for. I go to you for, painting my house, not, air freshener.
Right.
Well, it really puts it into perspective.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.
Wait, but I probably should go to paint manufacturers about air freshener because paint sounds